Follow-up to the video I made yesterday about persuasion. Yesterday I was talking about persuasion using your voice, right? Today I'm talking about persuasion using your presence. So some of you might have seen maybe about 6 months to a year ago, I made this video and put it up on YouTube or on my Facebook channel where I was test driving a Lamborghini. And last year I was really focused. I really wanted to test drive one of these cars because I feel like when you can do something that seems really far out there and you bring it closer to your reality, it makes it easier for you to do it next time. And of course, you know, I've always wanted to own a Lamborghini, so I thought, okay, the first step is I gotta test drive one. So anyway, but I thought to myself, how am I gonna be able to test drive one of these cars? Because they're $200,000 cars. You can't just, it's not like a Honda dealership where they're all sitting outside. You gotta go in there, you think you need some sort of big credentials. So I thought to myself, okay, what can I do to allow myself to test drive one of these cars? Well, I can't just walk in there and ask, right? So this is when I thought to myself, well, maybe I can use my presence to influence someone to basically allow me to do something. So I made up this whole backstory, and you know, I'm in Atlanta. I'm you know, in Atlanta is kind of like the hip hop R&B, you know, music market right now. So I just made up a story where you know, I thought, okay, I'm an R&B singer, and my manager has secured me a really good advance, and so I'm going to use this advance to buy this car. And so that was my story I made when I went in there. And you know, I honestly didn't even think it was going to work. I thought they were going to be like, get the hell out of here. We don't know who you are. You don't have any money. Get out of here. But as it turns out, my reality was so strong. I was so sure of myself that I was a singer, that this is what I was going to do, that I had my advance, it was coming, I was ready to buy this car, that I was so sure of myself, they had no choice but to be sure of me. They had no reason to question me. And I thought two things I learned from this experiment. And so I ended up driving the car. And I'll post a link to this video again so you can see it's really funny. And I actually had the dealer videotape me while I was in the car for my fans. I thought it was hilarious. But I learned two things from this experiment. One, I learned that my acting classes, you know, years ago have paid off, because it really pays to know how to direct your thoughts and your speech, and how to embody certain emotions and ideas, you know, physically and through your presence. So I encourage you guys, even if you're in business or you're looking to learn how to negotiate and persuade better, take a couple acting classes. You don't have to study acting extensively. You don't have to make it your craft for life, but just study a couple acting classes. It really helps. And two, I also learned that this doesn't just help with little silly fun things. This whole, like, you know, acting. It helps with you know, everyday stuff. So for instance, you know, if you're getting into an argument or you're trying to negotiate at work, if you have a stronger presence, people will usually cave to your reality. And it's not, you don't necessarily use it in a negative way, but you use it to communicate your points effectively when other people are having a hard time listening to you. Or you do it to communicate your points when you think that people might already have some sort of bias against you. Usually what you'll find is that people believe others who believe in themselves. So the stronger you believe in yourself, and the firmer your story is in your head, and the stronger your convictions are, and the more evident those convictions are in your actions, the more likely people are to believe you. So you have to have a strong presence. And when you have a strong presence, and when you are sure of your story, people are more likely to take your advice, go along with what you say, and follow you. And that's how leaders develop this trait, strong presence. So it's a great negotiation skill. It's a great skill for influencing people and persuading them. And I hope you find some use with it. Now go out and drive some $200,000 cars.